How are you guys? What's up? Okay, that's working. That's working. Okay, so I don't totally know where to look, so I'm gonna try and look in both places, here and here and here. But say hello. I'm glad you're here, and we're gonna dive in. So, a couple days ago, I was talking about what was I talking about? Just the need for a brand, why you need it, what's important, and I wanted to start covering basically the essentials. You know, it's not always clear what we need. It's not always clear what's an extra and what's a total essential element to a rebrand. You know, do I need all the social media headers? Do I need the total website package? Do I need just the logo and colors and fonts? What the heck do I need? Why do I need them? You want to use your money wisely. I totally get that. So go back and watch the video from Monday, and it was just kind of a brief synopsis. Today, I want to start diving into actual elements and essential pieces that you're going to need, okay? And we're going to start with the logo because I think that's pretty obvious as a piece that we know we need. We probably already have it, and you know, whether you've managed to hack one out from Fiverr or Canva or your handy assistant, you've got one and it's there, okay? The question is not that you not that you don't know the importance of your logo, because I know that you do, but is it working for you? And how do you know? And when's a good time to update it? And how do you know if you should? So if you've been in business for a while, if you're, you know, running 6 and 7 figures, you've got this whole thing figured out, and you're just like, I don't know, it feels like time for a refresh, right? Use your intuition. It probably is, but if you're confused and you're not sure, here's how you know. Okay, so we're going to talk about why you should update your logo and when a good time to do that is. Okay, so first let's talk about why. Key benefits of a strong brand logo. You want people to come to you and see professionalism, modern, current. You want to look like you know what's going on, right? I'm assuming that you do. So look at your stuff. Have other people look at it if you're not sure. Do you look modern and professional, or do you look outdated and possibly amateur? Okay, very, very important question to ask, because it only takes a couple seconds for somebody to judge this about you. And if you're on the wrong end of things, then there's more potential for them to leave and go find somebody else that looks like they know what they're doing. Okay, so this is not the end-all be-all of your brand, but it is a very important piece. So here's what a strong logo does. A strong logo gives people a sense of what you do and who you do it for. Okay, meaning that it carries meaning. It's going to appeal to the right people. It can sway masculine or feminine. It can sway more serious or fun or whimsical or trustworthy, or there's a million words that you can put into your branding logo efforts. That's a whole nother conversation, okay? But it gives people a sense of what you do. That should be clear. Here's what it comes down to. A strong presentation leads to a strong perception. So if you look legit, you're going to create trust. That's the basic formula, okay? It's like you dress for the job that you want. That's what we're talking about here. So you know how to do that maybe in like your 9 to 5, years ago, where you know you would present yourself in a certain way. The same rules apply to your logo, okay? You want to present yourself in a way that leads to a certain perception of you, yes? You want to look legit. You want to create trust through doing that. And a recognizable logo is a really great way to stand out. It's an opportunity for you to be seeding your brand in the brains of your consumers. So don't take this lightly, okay? Don't, you know, lose sleep over it, but know that it matters, okay? So that's that's why you might reconsider updating your logo. All right. If it's not meeting those standards, then it's probably time. It's not strong enough. It's not calling in the right people because it's outdated, it's boring. You're probably sick of looking at it, let's be honest, or you wouldn't be watching this, or you wouldn't be reconsidering. So you kind of already know, right? So let's talk about when. When is it time for a logo redesign? How do you know? Is it a certain number of years? Is it every time you change your business? Is it, what the heck is it? This can be confusing because as an entrepreneur, I know that you've evolved probably more than once. If I had to compare you to me, I've evolved a number of times. I think I've changed my business at least 6 times, right? So every time you change, you're going to evolve, and your logo needs to evolve with you, okay? So if it's not accurately reflecting where you are now, I would strongly consider that it's time to look at what needs to change. And this is a survival thing. If you don't change with the times, not just your business evolving and you evolving, but trends are evolving, technology's evolving, and this is not only part of the work that you've done to find out who you are and your deeper purpose and all those amazing things, but you've got to keep up with the trends, and you've got to keep up with the times, and you've got to keep up with what other people are doing in order to stay relevant, okay? So if you're not in the same business, why do you have the same logo? Simple question, okay? The baby's crying, so we're gonna wrap this up. Another way to know if it's time for you to redesign your logo, it makes people think that they've traveled back in time. You guys remember like the first websites? Okay, there's probably nobody young enough on here to not remember the first websites, but they were, you can recall this in your mind, exactly what they looked like, how clunky they were. It was all words. There was no design whatsoever. And again, this goes with the trends and the tastes of the times. Those can affect the perceptions of your logo. Do you look outdated? Do you look like the house with the 80s furniture and that 70s wallpaper? Or are you modern? You know, when people see a logo that looks outdated, this is why this matters. When people see a logo that looks outdated, you look outdated. You look like an organization that is out of touch with modern practices, with best practices, and it looks like you don't care. Okay, that's what that looks like. So that's why it's important. It's not about being trendy. It's not about being like the flashiest. There's a trend going on right now where like every entrepreneur's logo is scripty and gold. I don't know why. It's a trend. It will fade. Okay, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about you just need to look like you're not from 10 years ago. Very simple. Okay, because you want to look like you know your shit and you know what you're doing. Then the third reason, if it's not in sync with your rebranding, if you're rebranding everything else, if you're looking at new fonts and new colors and new imagery and man, I want to redo this, it's time to look at your logo. Because maybe your business hasn't changed, but how you present yourself to the world has changed. So rebranding should always go hand in hand with at least refreshing your logo so that everything communicates in the seamless message. Very, very important for that to all be one streamlined communication that you're giving to your people, okay? And just like your website, you guys, your logo creates an immediate impression. Anything visual you put out there creates this immediate impression. Within seconds of viewing it, people are getting perceptions of you. We're judgmental. We can't help it. Our brains come up with some association, and you only get that first impression one time, okay? Like I said, your logo is not like the end-all be-all of your organization, but like all of your efforts, it makes a difference, okay? It's an important piece of your marketing puzzle, and it is one that matters. So to wrap this up, there is no definitive time when you should look to redesign your logo. I would say minimum every 5 years, okay? If your business has not changed If your business has stayed exactly the same, um, and nothing has changed except it's 5 years later, it's time. Okay. Otherwise, your timeline is probably shorter. So, um, so take a good hard look at your logo, at really all your marketing, at your branding, because these all tie together. And once you start it, it's like this unraveling ball of yarn. You see it everywhere, and your intuition will tell you if it's time for an update. If it doesn't represent who you are as an organization, you might want to think about making some changes. You want to have a strong image that represents your brand that people can easily visualize when they're not necessarily online. Okay, that's potential money in the bank. If you have a generic logo that's you got off of some, site, it looks like everybody else's, or it's old, it's dusty, it's going to turn people off, and it's more likely to hurt your business. Okay, so all those are great reasons. If you need help with this, this is what I do. I have 2 open spots right now for the business person that knows that they are ready for an upgrade. Okay, you got to know you're ready. You got to be ready to dive in. You're tired of doing it yourself. You're tired of looking less than your best online. You're tired of looking at what you got. Okay, and you want someone who is able to take who you are and all this work you've done and hear you and bring your essence to the screen. Okay, that's what I do. It's high quality. It's anything but boring. It's above the rest. That is my specialty. That is what I love to do. I get super creative. So if you know it's time to up your game, I am all ears. I've helped other industry leaders own it, look amazing online. And if that is you, you're interested in being an industry leader, I can help you look like that. So reach out. We have no time to waste. Go to my website, erinKmonahan.com, and just hit the link at the top. It says work with me. Scroll down. There's actually a very handy chart on there that'll walk you through flat rate packages. And then I do custom quotes. So let me know. Shoot me a message. I'll post the link below. And you guys hit me if you have any questions. Okay? Thank you for being here. Have an amazing day. And I'm going to turn off these live streams if I can. Here we go. Here we go. We're done. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.